Time to throw those cowboy hats on and saddle up the cattle for the best insight into our local country musicians right here in Central PA and beyond on Soundcheck with Chase and Minnie. Now, here's Chase.
Soundcheck with Chase and Minnie here on YouTube. We are back for another edition, delivering our rising country musicians straight to, of course, your favorite devices as we broadcast from the Fairview Golf Course Studios. Right behind me, great golf in Central PA for well over 60 years. Book that tee time as we go into the fall season. There's nothing like fall golf at all. Book a tee time, fairview.distinctgolf.com. We have eclipsed the 50 episode mark, which is pretty awesome here. We're up to episode number 51. Pretty exciting episode here coming up as we have a musician and also a guy from Spring Grove, PA. He's not only a solo artist, he also has got a group behind him as well. They're well known here in our area for the amazing music that they are making. We can't wait to talk to him about his journey, the band, a whole lot of good stuff here on this episode. YouTube world, please welcome Wyatt Becker to the show, man. Thanks for the time, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me, Chase. I appreciate it.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff, man. I know you're a busy guy. We always appreciate the time, and now you're officially part of the Soundcheck with Chase and Minnie fam. We love it. You and the band had a busy summer, man. Starting to wind down a little bit for you guys, or you're still kind of ramping it up here?
Well, so we just finished off our last carnival show. What was it, Wednesday? So now it is kind of starting to wind down a little bit, but I mean, it seems like once I say that, we get 5 more notifications coming in about
right there, man. There's a bar or club texting you now, man.
Yeah, that was one right there, man.
Perfect timing.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's always a busy time of the year, man. You got the festivals, you got the fairs, and everything else that are going on here in the summer season. And I think also this is the first time I think we've had back-to-back episodes with 2 musicians back-to-back that are going to be playing a show this weekend. We're recording this here on a Friday. It's airing on a Sunday, but you got a big show tonight, man, with who we just had on the podcast, Cody Ross Smith tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was super unexpected too.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be doing it solo, and he thought he was going to be doing it solo. Valley Tavern just double booked. We do it all the time. It happens,
Yeah.
He reached out to me, and he was like, hey, you want to just knock it out together? I was like, dude, let's do it. So it's going to be the first. So it's definitely going to be a show to be there for. So
yeah, that's pretty sweet. Have you ever done a show with Cody before at all?
No. So I mean, we've done festivals together. Whether if he was opening up for us or I was opening up for him. But this is going to be the first time we actually get to play together. So. Pretty stoked.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet, man. If John Party wasn't partying it up over at the Hollywood Casino tonight, man, I'd be up there watching you guys at Valley Tavern for sure, because it's going to be quite the night tonight, man. You guys are going to do a solo thing, and then you're also going to do an acoustic thing together, right?
So I think for the most part, it's just going to be a duo show entirely. So he's going to do some of his own songs. I'm going to do some of my own songs. I'm not the best guitar player in the world, but I'm going to try to pick around as much as I can. But it's going to be a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat the good old drinks, man, the good food up there, and also that good old country music tonight, not only with Wyatt Becker, but also with Cody Ross Smith later tonight for a Friday night. Now, man, you've served some time in the military. What branch were you in? Talk about that a little bit, and how long did you serve for, man?
Well, so I joined up in the Army right after high school, graduated, and then I was in from 2017 to 2020. Just had like a short, kind of 3-year contract.
Right.
But kind of joined up to travel a little bit. But I got stuck in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Not behind the bars, but I was the one guarding the prison there. And that was, I was 18 and just kind of babysitting grown men, adults, just
right.
So it helped me grow up, pretty fast. Wouldn't trade anything for the world though. I learned a lot there, and I obviously, I still sing about it, still talk about it at home now. Yeah. So yeah.
So how would you say that the military shaped not only, your career and your lifestyle now, but also with your music too, man?
Well, so that was the thing, man. Like, I really wasn't playing music. I did like saxophone and violin growing up in, grade school and whatnot. But I had a pretty good childhood, and that was like the first step in my life where I kind of had to be independent and kind of,
right.
I was on my own. And that alone, kind of isolating yourself from everything comfortable, back at home. It really will, it'll help you grow up fast, man. And, it kind of got my head on straight at an early age, thank God. And,
right.
But I ended up going through a breakup, towards the end, and, that's kind of the reason why I picked up the guitar and started singing. And I actually didn't know I was able to sing until I started like really taking videos myself and trying to listen. You know, I was just
Sure.
like, I think I could do better with that. And here we are now, man. And if somebody would have came up to me in high school and said, you know, hey, by the way, you're gonna quit your job when you're 27 years old and you're gonna do music full time, I would have laughed in their face, you know. But,
Yeah.
I mean, here we are. So God is good, man. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Probably from everybody here in the YouTube world, we thank you so much for your service, man. To serve this fine country, man. That's pretty awesome. And now do a music career out of it too. It's pretty phenomenal, man. And to see what you're doing, not only what you're doing, but also what all these amazing musicians here in Central PA continue to do on a daily basis here with their music and also with their careers and everything else that goes along with that. Talk about the time, man. I'm not much of a history guy. I never liked history in school, but I always love to start at the beginning, man, of the music career. Just talk about how you got your start there. And like you said, man, it was kind of after a breakup and stuff. So how'd you get started in this music career?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, when I got out of the Army, I had like 3 months where it was kind of it was like a gray period, you know, where I was still getting paid by the Army. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, you know, career-wise. And, you know, I just started kind of writing music. You know, the way I kind of look at it was, you know, everybody kind of goes through a breakup.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody wants to sit and listen to your sob story, you know? So...
Come on, man. I like those sad country songs, man. That's the hat.
Oh, yeah, man.
I love
Hell
it.
yeah.
I love it, man.
But, you know, in my eyes, I'm like, you know, somebody could sit here and they could listen to me, you know, cry and complain about, you know, everything going on. But if you put it into a song, you know, people can kind of, you know, it's a little bit more enjoyable to listen to, and you can still kind of get a story, you know. And I know I was moved, you know, tremendously by music, you know, in my life. And I was like, you know, if I can if I can help somebody the same way music helped me, like, I'm going to try my hardest. So I just started writing music, and I was just kind of just singing in my parents' kitchen, you know, like that was it.
Yeah.
You know, like I was posting some videos on TikTok, and I was still kind of weird about it. And I was like, I don't know if I sound good or not. And then luckily, man, they were the band Trilogy, and then they became the band Morin. But all these guys all grew up together, and they just recently kind of like, you know, they kind of like stopped, and they were looking for like a singer, and I was like, "You guys cool doing some country?" And
Right.
they're like, "Yep." And we all went to school with each other too, which kind of made it nice.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Since then, you know, we've grown, and people have left, and people have, you know, came back, whatever. But we got a whole new band this year. This is the first year with this band that I have now. But I mean, dude, it was crazy. We started out in Gettysburg for the most part. It was an open mic, and it was like on a limb. And my buddy, he was like, "Hey, I'm playing this open mic. Why don't you come out and just play some of your songs?" And so I did, and I booked the show that night from playing, which was a huge confidence boost. You know, I'm like, okay,
yeah, I bet.
people like me. You know,
Yeah.
and I mean, dude, since then it's just the ball has been just rolling so hard, man. It's crazy where I'm at now. Definitely not where I want to be yet. You know, like I got my dreams, man. Like I got my goals set, and I'm just chasing them as hard as I can. So yeah.
Now, was country music always your genre, your go-to? Did you
For
ever
the most
think of
part.
playing something else?
Yeah, man. Like I say it on stage now. Like I do "In Color" by Jamie Johnson. I tell everybody before I play the song, it's like, dude, this is probably like one of the first songs I like truly remember like watching the music video to, listening, and like being like, wow, like I don't really understand what he's saying, but I know it's impactful by like the way it's all, you know, portrayed. And but I mean, yeah, dude, I was 6 years old sneaking downstairs at 6 a.m. to watch DMT music videos. I don't even know if it's still on TV anymore, but yeah, man, mostly country, man. I grew up on David Allan Coe and Hank Williams Jr. and yeah, I mean Alan Jackson, George Strait. I mean, the list goes on, you know. But yeah, and I dabble into some rock here and there, and I went through like a rap phase for like a year, but I don't think you're going to be seeing me do much rapping.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, there was a couple. Stephanie Grace, if you know who Stephanie Grace is, she actually did and I always bring it up to her every time I see her. She dabbled a little bit into a little bit of a Steffi G on a Facebook post where she was doing some rapping with her band. It was good stuff. I told her she needed to take up a rap career, but she thought otherwise too, and said, "I ain't doing the rap thing either." So.
You got to try all the options, man. You
That's
know?
right, man. You got to explore it a little bit. I know you also dabble a little into the blues too, as well, Wyatt. Talk a little bit about too. I mean, not only are you a solo artist, you also have the Wyatt Becker band behind you too. Talk about the differences there, man, with you doing a solo gig versus when you're up with the guys and doing a band gig.
So, definitely. I mean, I honestly can't pick like which one I love. Well, all right. If I'm being honest, I love playing with the band. You know, there's nothing beats turning around and just jamming with somebody else. You know, but that's like, man, if you wanna see a good country rock show, like you come out to a Wyatt Becker Band show and like I promise you will leave happy. But when it comes to solo gigs, I like Valley Tavern, man. It's 5 minutes down the road for me, and like I love just playing for a rowdy drunk bar crowd, man. And like,
man.
For the most part, it's like, hey, spit out whatever you guys want to hear, and I'll just try my hardest, you know. And I mean, it always just turns into a fun little party. So I'm kind of torn, man. I love both of them. So yeah.
Is there one that you lean to more, the band shows, or you like the solo gigs more?
Well,
all depends on the crowd, right?
Yeah, it kind of all depends on the crowd, you know, like the venues and whatnot. If it comes down to it though, and it's like you know, somebody's asking for a solo gig, and somebody else is asking for a full band gig on the same day, like we're gonna pick the full band gig, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where like, you know, the heart and soul's at right there, and yeah, it's a lot bigger, a lot, you know, louder. It's just a lot of fun, man. So.
I got to tell you, before we go any further, I talked to you off air about this. I wore my Jake Mace shirt yesterday. I was sporting it up at Hershey Park when I went up there with Minnie Hopper. We're sporting yours today. So, Jake Mace, if you're listening, man, you're watching this, we expect some checks in the mail here in the next couple days. You know, we'll take those in any form. You know, if you want to pay us Venmo or PayPal or however you want to do it, man, we'll accept any sort of payment there to plug you, man. No, Jake's such a good guy, man. He's doing some awesome things here too in Central PA as well, man. Just absolutely incredible of what the talent is. You know that firsthand of the mix that we got here in Central PA. But now, when you guys do a show too, man, you incorporate. We just touched on a little bit ago. You incorporate a lot of different genres into that show and the music and everything else. Just talk about some folks that never saw a Wyatt Becker, either a Wyatt Becker show or a Wyatt Becker band show, of, you know, the incorporation of those different genres of music when checking out a show of yours.
Well, so that's the thing. Like, so when the band first started, these guys, they were like a classic rock, you know, kind of modern rock band. So like they knew a lot of like the old Southern rock hits. I mean, like when we first started, we were doing Greengrass and High Tides, Freebird every show. I mean, we still do Can't You See Marshall Tucker, you know, Allman Brothers. So like I have a lot of, and I love rock, you know. So I have a lot of, we do try to incorporate a lot of rock, you know, like that gets a lot of people up on their feet. So if you're coming for just country, you're coming for the wrong show. You know, like we're gonna try to please everybody in that crowd and make as many fans as we can. We played a show at Glenville Station, probably 3 years ago, and we were doing country, you know, for the most part, and then we kicked off with For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Oh God! Wow!
It was great, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. So you might get a little bit of everything. I know we're talking about throwing in some more rock stuff. There was talk. There was little rumors that we were going to do Down with the Sickness at one point. You know, just for like a fun
Disturbed, man. Yeah.
But we do like Superstition by Stevie Wonder. You know, Turn the Page. It's really just a mix of everything, man. You know, if you're coming to listen to music, and I promise you, we're probably going to play something you know and like. So.
That's pretty awesome, man. And just talk about the mix that you guys have, too, in the Wyatt Becker Band, too. How you guys kind of put this all together. And like you said, you guys all went to school, so you have some sort of a background there with the history and stuff. But just talk about that mix you guys got in the band.
Well, so we have grown tremendously now. So that original band that we all kind of went to school with together, you know, people. One of them was having a kid, just bought a house, so he kind of bounced out, and so we did lose a few people. I have like one original band member now, but I did pick up like a little secret weapon, and I'm not sure if you've heard of Shane Frem in the 74 Junction. But, so I picked up Shane Frem. He's now our pedal steel and also electric guitars. When my other guitarist isn't there, he's playing guitar. But so we got him. We picked up a new guy, Nick Fortini. He's from Harrisburg. This is his first band he's ever been in, but stellar bassist. And we got Garrett Howard on the drums, and he is. That guy, he was in Kilmaine Saints. They were a pretty big like Irish rock band a few years back, and he's played in all kinds of different bands. But now everybody was kind of trickling in other bands, but now I think I actually have everybody dedicated to just the Wyatt Becker Band right now, and I'm just super blessed, man. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys got a great mix, man. And when listening to your music too, man, it sounds absolutely incredible. Now, talk about when you're doing not only just the solo shows and also writing the solo music that you write for your solo career, but also for the band too, man. How's the difference there between writing something for you being the solo artist and then also for the Wyatt Becker band as well? Because I'm sure you have a little bit of input for some of the guys when you put that music together, right?
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, and that's the toughest part. Like, there's some songs I write specifically for the band, just because, yeah, it's and now like I can try to do it solo, may not sound as good, and I've tried it before, and it's like, you know what, maybe this should just stay as like a full band kind of song. Like we have a new song coming out called Glory Glory. It's like pro PTSD awareness type song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wrote it about my uncle, and like that one is so big and impactful that it almost kind of has to be like a full band song,
Yeah.
But for the most part, man, I'm sitting in my office, my little studio here, and I just I get the chords down, and for the most part, and I'm sure a lot of other people do it, but man, I'm just throwing nonsense words in there, and most of the times it's a funny song. By the time I finish like the structure of it,
Nice.
I'm like,
Yeah, right?
how do I make this serious, or maybe I should keep some of the funny stuff here. So it's really just a mix of everything, man. And I mean, like when I first started writing, I mean, it was mostly all about what was in here, like in the heart, and like from the military and everything, and just all the past experiences I've had, and now I have like such like a different outlook on life, like it was a lot of heartbreak songs, and everybody's like, when are you gonna write a happy one? I'm like, well, when I get happy, I don't know. But I'm finally happy enough, and now I'm kind of I'm branching out now, and I'm all about I'm all about making an impact in somebody's life. Like I don't want to write a stupid song just to write a stupid song, and I realize I'm gonna have to at some point. So like it's like we have a new song coming out called Figure It Out, and I kind of wrote it for like for a future child of mine, or like a letter to myself, and it's about like taking chances and not being afraid to jump, just because it looks scary, because you never know what's gonna happen if you don't. So hence me going full-time music. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen, but here I am, man, and you don't know until you try it. So
And writing a song too, man. I can't imagine when you guys sit down to write a song. I can't even imagine. I couldn't even probably put 5 words together to make a song. But what you guys do from beginning to end, as far as writing a song and making it complete, it's pretty amazing, man. And also in this world of the country music, there's so many crossovers. We talk about it all the time with the different crossover genres of the rock, the pop. You got the country in there. How do you try and keep like that old school country still in the country?
I'm telling you, man, that steel guitar really helps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It really does. Like one of my biggest influences is Sturgill Simpson, and he has a stellar steel guitar in like a lot of his like studio songs, and it's and like that kind of like hey, like we can make this country, but like also like, hey, kick that overdrive on and we can make this thing sound rockin'. But I'm not a big fan of like radio country necessarily. I feel like a lot of it's kind of starting to sound the same, and people are gonna bag on me, whatever. But I'm all about like staying true to myself, and I might, I have some poppier kind of country songs, and that's mostly just to kind of like fit in, get our name out there, and but I'm really trying to do like on this next album that we're dropping. Like I have a rock song on there. I got a poppier kind of country. I got ballads. I mean, so it's a little bit of everything. I try to dip my toes in the water, man. I don't want somebody to put me in a box. I don't like being in boxes. So I just like being myself and just doing what makes me happy. So.
Well, speaking firsthand, man, as a mainstream radio DJ, man, it's the music world that is out there right now. It is about. I don't know what else. How else to even put it. It's about as stale as it can be on the mainstream radio right now, because it is pretty much the same stuff over and over again. That's the reason why we started this podcast. That's the reason why we started the radio show, because what everybody is doing here in Central PA, and also any rising country musicians that are independent artists out there, man, you guys are playing some incredible stuff, and you guys need to be on that bigger platform, and that's where we're trying to put you guys, on that bigger platform, because stuff you guys are making, it's better than what's playing on the radio right now. I can tell you that. I ain't
gonna argue with that, man.
Yeah, I can tell you that firsthand, man. When you're out and playing, say it's at a bar, say it's at a club, even like a bigger event, How do you keep the crowd involved, man, with the music? I mean, is it mixing it up with some of the music that you think that they might be vibing with, or how do you change it up and keep that crowd involved, man?
That's something I've kind of battled with since day one of doing the band. Like when I first started, it was a lot of sad songs, just because I love sad country songs, just like that, brother, And I realized real quick, like, hey man, like you're not going to keep people in their seats if you were starting to put them to sleep, So I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of digging on like, the best way to kind of structure sets. And I kind of have like this little system going on, where it's like, all right, hey, if you're going to put a slow dancing song in, put it in the first and early on in the third, but like try to keep that second set just heavy hitting, just trying to keep everybody, attentive, and but when it comes to like music choices, it's kind of like we try to do as much newer stuff as we can. That being said, though, there's only so much I can kind of stand.
I bet.
I
gather that, my man. I gather that.
Yeah. So we lean towards like Brooks and Dunn. I mean, we got some Alan Jackson. Now, like newer guy. Speaking of like, now country music radio that I can listen to. Zach Top, I feel like, is saving the country.
Yeah, he's huge
genre.
right now. He's awesome.
And there's a few other guys like Braxton Keith, Matt Greger. Like they're kind of coming out of the woodworks, and they're trying to like revive this this classic true country sound that it should never left, I guess. It's really just it's really just kind of timing it out the right way, and just trying to keep people in their seats and clapping. And if I sometimes we have to take an original out in a set because hey, we might have lost them on this cover. And I know we're going to lose them even more if we play this original. So maybe we'll just push this back, or maybe we just have to take it out entirely, which sucks, because the originals is what makes us, But we have to do what we got to do to keep the crowd happy. So.
Yeah, I say it all the time too, man. When you're out playing, it should be all about your original music, and folks should certainly admire what you guys do and when you guys play that original music, but. For some reason, man, we have it in people's heads when they go out to listen to music, they got to listen to the same thing that they're listening to on the radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that should not be the case. I'm sorry, it should not be the case at all. That's the reason why sometimes you guys go to a club and a bar and folks aren't even paying one attention to you guys because they don't know what you guys do on a daily basis from top to bottom, and it's very discouraging when you're out there, and I'm sure it's probably from your standpoint too when you're at a show and folks just have no idea what you guys do on a daily basis at all.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of setup, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of and if you're doing your own music, like you're trying to write the next best country hit, and when you play it out, at a bar and nobody's listening, you're like, damn, like, all right, I guess that one's not good. But really, just nobody's just listening. Like nobody cares. And some shows completely different. It's gotten to the point, thankfully, like for me, where there's not, very rarely will I go to a show and there's nobody there that I like there's somebody there that I don't know. Like I always have. I feel like I'm bringing at least 10, 20, 30, 40 people, like depending on the show, and it's awesome. But like. Now, with that being said, though, man, if I'm playing a solo show and nobody's listening to me, and I can tell nobody's listening, and that's when I start having fun. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to play whatever songs I love to play right now. It could be somebody you've never heard of, what? I'm having fun. I love this song, and so I still try to have fun with it as much as I can.
Yeah, it's got to be tough from time to time, man, but you guys are still doing the right thing, man. Playing that original music and what you guys do, like I said, on a daily basis is just absolutely phenomenal, man. I can't even wrap my head around it with some of you guys that have a full-time job and still doing the music thing and writing songs and recording songs and booking gigs, doing the merch side. I mean, oh my God, it's mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. It really is. But
there was a lot of long days, man, like going to work at 6 a.m. and then working all day, throwing bags of fertilizer, and then going to a show right after work, and then coming home at like 1 a.m. and then having to do it all over again. But then on top of that, I still have to do all the social media. I still have to do all the bookings. I have to respond to people, and I started going crazy, man. I was like, I have to make a change, and and it worked. So
and talk about that aspect too of it, Wyatt, as well, man. The social media aspect of the music world is absolutely crazy from what it was like 10, 15 years ago, because so many people getting their music from social media now, more so sometimes than even the Spotify's of the world, and you got to be like in people's faces 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on social media now.
Yeah, it's annoying, man. That's like the hardest part. Honestly, like social media, just keeping up. You know, like to get your name out there, you got to post something every day, like twice a day. You know, it's and then like for me, you know, like we just released a song, "Hot Summer Sun," and I love the song. I think it's a hit, and we don't have a whole lot of listens on it yet. So I'm like, every social media post I'm making, I have that as like the background music, or I'm trying to make funny little reels where it's like, you know, I don't know. Like I pulled a clip from the Odyssey, and it's when the sirens were singing. I was like, what the sirens were actually singing, and it was like our song. And it was so stupid, you know. But it's like, you just have to get creative and just keep on like, all right, what's the new trend? All right, well maybe we should try that with the band, or you know, whatever. I could throw my song in here and there, whatever. But
do you think it's an easy thing now with social media and like getting that music out there and all the places that people can now stream their music? Is that now an easier thing for an artist, or you think that's a little bit more difficult now because there's so many places and so much music that's out there right now? Do you think it's easy? You think it's harder now?
I think I honestly feel like it's right in the middle, man. Like, is it easier than how it was back in like the 70s and 80s? You know, hell yeah.
Just bring back Columbia House, man. I saw they're finally going out of business. You know, the penny CDs that I can just get ordered right through the mail, man. That's how you used to get the new music. You know?
Exactly. You know, like so it, like in an aspect, like it is easier because you have it right at your fingertips that you could, you know, one video and you know your song's big now. But that being said, now there's so many people doing the exact same thing, and there's so many new songs being released every day. Like this album that I'm talking about dropping, I would love to just drop a whole album, but some advice that I just got literally yesterday was like, hey, like not to offend you or anything, but nobody is waiting for you to drop an album. Like you need to release a song, like each song individually, and give each song the attention that it deserves, because even the songs that you think are going to suck may end up being the ones that are big hitters, you know. So like we're going to release every single song on this album individually and then put them all together on like one big, you know, platform, I guess. But it's tough, man. It is tough.
And how hard of a process is it too, man, to kind of set yourself apart from everybody else that's out there?
You know, that's a tricky question, man, because like when I first started, I think a lot of it too was just fear, and I was like, just kind of like in my head, I'm like, well, I don't want to do anything too extravagant. I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. I want to be known as like the humble guy who dresses normally and, you know, just, you know, plays good, whatever. And slowly on and on, you know, you get more confident, and then you're like, all right, well, maybe I can, I don't know, wear this or do that, whatever. I know like Heads or Tails Experience, they're not country, but like, dude, I know, like their lead man, dude. He wears like goggles on a flat brim hat, and he used to wear like a chicken hat too. But like, and that was like in the early years, like when he was wearing the chicken hat. But like people were like, hey, you see the band with the chicken hat, you know, like and like that's how they were getting noticed. And now they're like one of the bigger bands, like in our area at least, you know, for their genre. But it's tough, man, because you don't want to stand out too much and be a tool, you know, and you don't want to be too quiet where nobody sees you. So it's finding like that happy middle, I guess.
All right, man. Let's dive into that music of yours. You released some music back in 2023, that 8-track album that you put out, No Place for a King. What an album that was. Talk about putting that album together, some of the songs that are on there, just an absolute killer 8-track album that you put out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so honestly, every single song that we have out on Spotify and Apple, whatever, they were all recorded in a basement. My guitarist, he has all the equipment that you could possibly think of to make music, and so all of them have been recorded in a basement. And I think No Place for a King, as much as I love the songs that are on there, it's so hard for me to listen to it now because I can hear like the quality of it from like where like you know, like our most recent release is. But writing that was like, I mean, I wrote all those songs in, I mean, damn near like a year and a half, 2 years, which isn't a lot. I mean, there's people that write 8 songs in a week, and I'm not that guy, but I'm trying, you know. But that was, and that you can hear a lot of the rock influence from the original band that I had from the beginning. I feel like every song in there has has some kind of rock to it. And from there on, like I'm trying to branch out a little bit more. I'm trying to do more kind of acoustic-y, different sounding stuff, and not have everything kind of sound the same. But I know like Down, the final track on No Place for a King was like a complete writing accident. We were just at practice, and my bass player Pierce at the time, he just threw down like a little bass track, and I was like, and everybody kind of just joined in on it, and then I'm just stood back there and just started spitting nonsense until
Let's go
it made
with
sense.
it.
Yeah. And that became like one of like the heavier hitters. Like I still have people that come up and ask us to play that like today. But yeah, and since then, I mean, we took like a 2-year break from releasing music, and I think I was just riding off the high of that album, and it was like, all right, I did everything I told myself I was going to do, and now what? So since then, I got like my head on my shoulders, and did some more writing, and we've released a few more songs since then, and we got a bunch more coming out this year. So, but yeah.
And the album cover too, man. Pretty cool stuff, man. I like an album cover that's kind of not too busy, and you did it, I think, perfectly because you pay more attention to something that's more subtle, and I think you did that with that album cover too, man.
Yeah, that was and like No Place for a King. That's a line in that song Down, and that was like, it kind of came together, and I remember taking a vote as to like what we wanted to name the album, and everybody kind of voted on that, and it was kind of fitting. It was the place I was at wasn't necessarily like in the Army, I should say. Leavenworth wasn't like the I don't know, the friendliest of places, and kind of like it's ran differently than how like a typical Army base is ran, just because nobody wants to be a prison guard at Leavenworth.
Right.
So like Manning was down. It was honestly hell. We were working some crazy hours, but in my mind I was like No Place for a King. Like if you deserve to wear the crown, man, you put that crown on your head and you strut that thing. And at the time, man, I felt like I was able to strut that crown, so we just slapped it on there and felt like it was fitting. So
yeah. It was a good album, man. 8-track album, if you haven't checked it out yet. Released by Wyatt Becker back in 2023. Pretty cool stuff. Now, talk about your new music that's coming up here, Wyatt, as well, man. You got a couple songs out right now. What's the plan here for the rest of the year as far as maybe a new album, new EP, anything upcoming here next couple of months?
We were actually planning on releasing our another song this week, actually, but which is called Bassett Haven. We ended up getting shirts made and everything, and it's that song's about like anybody who goes to work every day and can't wait to come home to their family. And in my case, I'm talking about my dogs, my wife. I love it.
Right.
But so our plan is trying to release a song like every month and a half, and so this puts us back a little bit just because we recorded it a little wrong. It's off, and we're trying to fix it right now. So hopefully we can get that out soon. But since then, after that one's released, we have another song, Figure It Out. That's about the taking chances and stuff. We got Glory Glory. I got a few more kind of up my sleeve that one I still need to finish, and the rest are we haven't even started recording yet. But on top of that, though, I got like a wild hair up my ass, man. And I was like, I went to Montana, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
My wife.
Who would have ever thought going to Montana would have changed your life, man?
I tell you, man. We went to Montana. My wife, she took me to Montana for my birthday, and we stayed out in a little like log cabin in the middle of a prairie, just surrounded by mountains. And that was like the first time in a long time I got to truly just sit and listen. And I got in touch with myself again, and when I came home, that's when I quit my job, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to release a country western album, like a classic. I'm talking like Marty Robbins. I'm talking, even like some of the newer guys like Colter Wall. Not sure if you've ever heard of him, but he's got some banging stuff. So I'm planning on doing that kind of on my own. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but more of like a stripped down acoustic, just western kind of vibe to that, and that's just for fun. That's just something I want to do, and people can love it, they can hate it. I really don't give a shit. I'm gonna do it anyway. So
so a full-length album is pretty much the direction you're heading here. Coming up. Well, we can't wait for that, man. Hopefully in the next couple of months, man, right around Christmas time, I can ask Santa for something good, from Wyatt Becker on the list, man. Now every musician's got a go-to guitar, man. What's yours?
Man, so I would say my very first guitar that I bought first shows is my Dean that I got.
Oh yeah.
And Dean is nothing crazy, but since then my guitarist he gifted me his one of his older Martins, and I just can't stop playing that. And I'm not a guitar guru, so don't even ask me what model it is, but I love it, man, and I play the hell out of that thing. So
yeah. All right, man. I gotta ask you, man. After you said you got dogs, man, how many dogs you got?
Just two. Knock on wood. If it was up to my wife, we'd have 5. But
oh yeah,
yeah, we got we got 2 Basset mixes.
Oh yeah,
one's a Basset Beagle mix, and the other one's a Basset Corgi. And I mean, that's hence why I wrote the song Basset Haven. You know, it's I'm gonna have Snoopy, the one dog. He's gonna be howling at the end of the song. You know, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a vibe to it. So yeah, they're sweet dogs, man.
Yeah, awesome stuff, man. So what do you think for not only for you solo career and also for the Wyatt Becker band 3 to 5 years down the road here, man? What do you see the goal as? Where would you like to be?
Honestly, man, I think in the next 3 to 5 years, and this is called dreaming big, because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere. I'm sure everybody has said this, but in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm almost positive I'm going to be playing on the Grand Ole Opry, and you can hold me to it. And that's
Sweet.
just you got to shoot big, man. But right now I've had four different agencies reach out to me about managing and labels and producing and stuff like that from Nashville, and just kind of playing it by ear. You know, I'm not jumping the gun or anything. I mean, I just went full time 3 months ago. So, like, for the first time, I'm able to truly give this like all of my attention, all my effort. So, we're just gonna wait to see, you know, where it takes us like a year from now, and then from there, kind of decide, you know, exactly which direction we want to go. But I mean, ultimately, dude, I'm just so happy with just being able to open up for somebody. Like, I don't even have to be a headliner, you know, like just open it up for somebody and just being able to go on tour and just getting to share my music and my story with other people is all I can ever ask for. So on a separate note, how challenging was it, you know, 2 months ago when you took this over full time? And then also, how much of a joy was it for you 2 months ago to walk out of a job and say, man, I am doing this full time. I am going into the music career. So you kind of got two sides there, man. The challenging part of it, and then also, you know, the joy of quitting a job and saying, man, I'm doing something that I love to do, and I'm going to do this full time and go for it. Yeah, man. It was, dude, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I told you I wasn't scared shitless, you know? Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, you are, I was quitting my job, my secure, you know, safe paycheck every 2 week job for the unknown, and that'll make you sit and you know, breathe a little bit. Mm-hmm. And but I mean, since then, I mean, the amount of support I've gotten from not only my family, my wife especially. Like, I would not have made that jump if my wife was not supporting me.
Right.
But like, I mean, every show I got my parents or my in-laws sitting at my merch table. Like, my in-laws are supporting me, so that means that they believe in me, which is good, you know.
All right.
But I mean, I've never been so happy in my entire life. I can actually breathe. I can focus on what I truly love to do. And, you know, man, if shit doesn't happen in 5-10 years, you know, like, all right, you know, I'll just get another job. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, till then, I'm just gonna run this truck until the brakes fall off, and that's all you can do. So,
yeah, hell yeah, man. And you got at some point in time just say, hey, I'm taking this and just gonna run with this and see what happens, man. If that's the dream, to be big, man, you're certainly well on your way for what you have done here, not only in Central PA, man, but people starting to recognize here up and down the East Coast too, man. With what not only what you're doing solo career wise, but also too with the band too, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at the end of the show here, man, we always wrap things up. If you've seen the podcast before, Wyatt, we do this or that. But before we get there, man, get all your social media channels out there where folks can find your music, too. That's the most important part before we do this or that.
Sweet. So, main link is the WyattBeckerBand.com. You can find all of our shows. You can buy merch off of our website, you know, everything about us. But besides that, if you look up the Wyatt Becker Band on any platform, you can find us. It's just look for our little logo, and it'll be there. So,
yeah, we can't wait to have you guys on the radio program too. Soundcheck with Chase and Minnie here down the road. That's going to be pretty awesome. Full hour, mainstream radio, Not playing Morgan Wallen 12 times. Nothing wrong with Morgan Wallen, but when I play him 12 times in an hour, it gets to be a little much. I'm just going to throw that out there. But we'll have Wyatt Becker and also the Wyatt Becker Band coming up here on Soundcheck with Chase and Minnie over on the radio. All right, man, we're going to wrap this up. Probably the hardest questions I'm going to ask you the entire interview. It's this or that. Now, I've done some serious research here with your this or that question, I'm going to tell you. These could be my best ones ever. Cody got some good ones, but I think you got some good ones here, man. We kind of start off slow, and then we kind of build our way up, and in your case, I think they're all kind of not that easy, but we'll give it a shot. You ready there, Wyatt?
Yeah, let's rock and roll, man.
All right, brother, here we go, man. Would you rather live without the internet or without air conditioning? Obviously, in the summertime.
Without the internet, for sure. For sure. Yep.
Yeah. That might have been too easy for you. Cook at home or order takeout?
Oh, man, I love a good easy meal, but my wife, man, she cooks a dang on meal. I'm going home cook. Home cook.
Okay. Yeah.
She'd kill me if she heard the other answer.
Oh, yeah, man. You never know what you're getting when you go out to eat. I can tell you that. Or what's going to be in it. Sandy beaches or the crisp mountain air? Which one are we going with?
Crisp mountain air, man.
Oh, yeah.
All day.
Yeah. Nice peace and quiet. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Would you rather swim like a fish or would you rather run like a cheetah?
Oh, man, dude. Oh.
Told you, man. They get harder as we go along.
Dang, that is getting tough, man. Oh, man. I'm going to run like a cheetah, man. I'd love to be fast.
Yeah. All right, man. Here's the last one. Is it unlimited time or would you rather have unlimited money?
Damn. Oh, man. Yeah, dude. You're getting...
Yeah, I don't know which one I'd pick there either. Good luck with that one. Good luck.
Money would be great. Time is so precious, though, man. And I'm a big advocate on, life is too damn short to hold grudges against people, to be angry at people, man. And just, I'd say endless time, man. Endless time to just enjoy each other.
Yeah. It's a good choice, man. They always say money can't buy happiness, right? For some people it can, though. So it all depends. It all depends. Wyatt Becker, man, wishing you the best. I know you're a busy guy here this upcoming weekend. Cannot wait to see where this career takes you, man, now that you're taking it full-fledged, full-time. Cannot wait to see where this run takes you, man. You're making some amazing music here in central Pennsylvania. And for folks that have not yet listened to anything by Wyatt Becker or Wyatt Becker Band, check him out. All his social media channels, Spotify, wherever you get your music. Check him out, and most importantly, this weekend, too. Obviously, this isn't going to air till Sunday, but tonight you're going to be up at the Valley Tavern. Saturday, you're going to be playing, and then where are you going to be playing Sunday? Because this will be out Sunday morning.
Sunday, we are going to be at, oh, shoot, you know what? I'm off Sunday. That's perfect. I thought I
got an off day. You get to relax a little bit. Nice.
Monday, though, I'll be at Goofy's down in Spring Grove from 5 to 8, so.
Sweet.
Yep.
Well, look him up, check him out. We're going to have him on the radio show and the rest of his crew as well. Cannot wait to see where this goes, man. Appreciate the time.
Okay, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.